Coming at you from the Steel City, you're listening to Poor Man's Podcast, Pittsburgh's premier comedy podcast. Your weekly dose of humor, hosted by Chris Hopper and with a new special guest each week. And here's your host, Chris Hopper.
Woo! Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Poor Man's Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Along with me this week, we have the wonderful, we have the reliable, we have Danny Kaufman. Danny, how are you this week?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I hear that your day wasn't so great.
I am in the midst of a crisis, a home crisis. There was water all through my kitchen coming from, I'm assuming, the dishwasher.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I know this comes as a shock and surprise to everyone. I know nothing about plumbing.
Huh.
I know. Crazy.
Surprising.
It's so surprising. I know.
Yeah.
So I think I temporarily fixed it. If I go home to a flood, I will promptly be moving.
Well, you be sure to let us know.
Just dramatic exit, may move to Mexico. This might be my push.
What else are
Just
you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it.
Like, why not?
Yeah. I see no other solution.
I don't think there is any other solution. So
There you go.
And anybody watching or listening, that familiar voice is the return, the triumphant return of producer Cheech.
woo!
Cheech, how are you?
I'm fucking great.
You got to hit the applause on the board. We still got him on the
I
second
was-
page.
I was
On.
looking for it, man, but I can't find it.
Okay,
Oh,
maybe. There we go. You got it.
I was looking for it for Danny's, and then
Yeah.
I must have skipped right over it.
It's weird, Danny, because every single week he can't seem to find it on anyone but himself. So
Interesting.
fuck you.
Interesting. Okay.
there we go. In front of a live studio audience.
Love
Everybody.
an LOL.
I'm just really happy to be back, playing the sounds, sitting here bullshitting with you guys.
We're happy to have you back, Cheech, but it's the beginning of the show, so just hit that rundown. There we go. The rundown, sponsored by Ames, as we determined last show, right?
Ames, yes.
Until Ames becomes a real thing again, and then we'll have to be Hills or whatever the hell we said.
Right.
Last time. Cheech, we're so excited to have you back, man. I'm so excited to not have the boards in front of me and the computer, which, by the way, if you can, at your leisure, bring the video up for Danny and myself to
That way I
keep
can
track
make
of a
sure.
little bit. Yes.
Yeah, my hair's in place. That's really the most important thing.
You guys are both looking beautiful from over here.
Thank you, Cheech.
You're welcome.
But this week, this is our first show back at 565 Live for 2023. Last week was in Poor Man's Studios in my basement. So we did the show from there. But this week, we're back at 565. I'm so excited to be here. It's so awesome to be here. They do comedy on Thursdays. They do music on Friday and Saturday, although apparently there's music every other Thursday now, Danny.
Is there really... Are we being bamboozled out
So-
of our open mic night?
I think so, because I was like, you know what? December was rough on me. I didn't have any time off. I really want to get back to an open mic, and I
Yes.
love 565. So I really
best.
want to take some time to come here. And then I texted Ronnie, and I was like, Ronnie, I'm going to try to take off work. Like, can I, like, for sure get a spot, like, kind of thing? Like, if it's, I don't want to be a hassle.
You're like pulling
but,
the card. You're like, can I get a spot?
But I'm like, I for sure want a spot, and I'm calling off work. So, like, I'd like to know that, like, I'm
Right.
not going to, get
That's
here and be
fair.
like, no, it's too full. So he was like, I think they're doing jazz next week. So
Motherfuckers.
exactly, man. That was what I said.
on.
I mean, it's not, I didn't blame Ronnie to his face,
No,
at least. I mean,
It's not his fault.
I
But
saw that he
like-
was wearing, one of those hats, the Samuel L. Jackson hat backwards with
Oh, those are tight.
No, he wasn't. That's just what I'm picturing jazz
shit,
Ronnie to
word.
look like.
Is
And
he
he
the
had
one
like the
that's
circle
performing?
sunglasses.
Kangle, bro.
Yeah,
the
man.
Kangle.
Ronnie's playing sax all of a sudden. What if he took
Ronnie.
over, man? It is. It's the whole Comedy Foundry. They have a whole jazz band, man.
Oh my God. What if we have to do open mic to jazz? Could you imagine? I don't know how I feel about
That's
that.
the only way to get people to listen less to a regular open mic is if you add
Literally
jazz
yes.
to it.
Yes. Yes.
But
This is yeah, we're gonna have to scat. I'm gonna have to wear all black. It's gonna be a lot.
don't talk about scat around Cheech. You're going to turn him on, man. he's shaking his head
like,
yes for anybody listening.
He's like, no.
Please don't get into that.
But we have a big show for everybody today. We have Chad from I'll Call You Right Back. We were supposed to have Chad on back in November, but my son had an appendectomy suddenly, so we had to cancel the show. But Chad is gracious enough to come back. I'm excited. I always like having other podcasters on. because there are always good conversations, and then we get to talk
Definitely.
shop a little bit. I know that he uses a Roadcaster. That's the first thing I noticed, so I'm sure I'm going to talk to him about that. We have our beers of the week. We have stuff to do in Pittsburgh, and then we have the new news with Danny Kaufman, which I have to say about all three of those, we have new music for as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Exciting.
So, new year, as I said, new you. For the people watching, which you should be watching, watch on YouTube. You can watch, which I did see. If you click on our YouTube channel, they just have like the uploaded videos. They don't have the live videos there. You have to go over to the live. So for the last couple episodes, I've been downloading them and then re-uploading them for people who can't see them. But definitely check out our YouTube page so you can see all the pictures and all the different things like that. If you are watching right now, you can see the pictures of stuff to do in Pittsburgh. Our guest next week, Andy Mango, which Danny is over the moon about, I know.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I feel like he's like someone that like I've heard so much about, but like I've never been in the same room as him, and now I'm going to have the opportunity to be in the same room as him.
He's like a cult legend for you.
Yeah. So
Well, for for you specifically.
yes,
Yeah.
this is gonna be. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. My favorite color is orange, so I can at least talk about that.
On
Cheech,
brand.
I was starting to talk to you earlier about Andy Mango coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess a local comedian. I'm excited to talk to Andy, see what stuff he has to do. Anybody that commits himself that much to a fruit, I'm sure they
There's
have an
respect
interesting
there.
story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheech, if you had to go strictly by a fruit, what do you want your name to be?
Mine?
Yeah, Cheech what?
Fuck. I'm beat, dude. I don't know. You put me on the spot. Maybe cantaloupe? I like cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe. Okay.
Danny, what do you got?
Underrated.
Oh God. There's not a fruit that starts with a D, is there?
Dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit. Yes.
Danny Dragon Fruit.
Obviously, it
Damn.
can't be something different. Like it can't be like a strawberry.
Now, this
That's not
works
gonna
for
make
me
sense.
because of the alliteration. I know you like cantaloupe kind of thing. Canary melon is the number one answer. Canary melon, Chris, is what I would go by.
Canary melon, Chris.
what?
It goes canary melon. Have I not talkked to you about canary melon?
I need
You
to
have
know.
not.
I don't know what a canary melon is.
Cheech, I've talked to you on the show about canary melon because I told you, I said verbatim, I don't know why I remember. I told you to run, not walk, to run to the nearest store and find a
wait,
canary
get one?
melon.
Okay.
I think they're called canary melons.
That rings a bell.
Is this a thing? Are you making this up?
It's like it's a yellow melon. It's a larger one.
Okay.
I
It's
remember what
so
he's talking
good.
about for sure. I remember, but is that what it was called?
Yeah, I'm doubting it now.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
I feel like it's a canary melon, but that's why we have producer Cheech back. Cheech is gonna
Perfect.
search the interwebs while he has the screen up.
We need answers immediately.
Danny, while he's searching that, the other two pictures I
Oh
have.
yeah, it
Yes.
definitely is. Sorry, that was a quick one, but
It is a canary
is?
melon. There we go. Yeah, look at that, man.
It looks like
yeah,
an
I remember
acorn
you.
squash.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, it kind of does have a squash-like
Squash
tendencies.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mad squash vibes, bro.
Yeah, man.
Hella squash vibes.
It does, man. But I'm here to
Shit.
squash that those thoughts, man, because it's number one. Yeah. Now he's here on Woos.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He's back.
There we go.
Happy to be here.
We also have we'll dive into this after the beers of the week. But I have that picture there with the puzzle missing from the person's head, Danny.
Yeah,
that's
what's
a
that?
repressed memory. I searched repressed memory on
Jesus.
Google, and that's what they gave me.
Sick.
Because the other day, I don't know what I was thinking, but I had this repressed memory of when I got robbed at this work of my old work, and I'd like to share the story with you.
I'd love to hear it.
But I feel like we're gonna do our beers, like I said, and then after that, if we have time, we have a big Crow update as well, Danny.
Oh,
So,
perfect.
Yeah. Oh, multiple actually Crow updates because I talked to somebody at work about them. I've had multiple customers in the last 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks, I've had 3 people talk to me about crows randomly. at work.
I'm very much so looking forward to the Crow updates, given that I've been away for so long.
Yeah, Cheech. It's great
can't
to.
wait to hear
Well,
about
there
it.
hasn't been too many because in December, like I said, I've been busy.
No, but you mentioned that, but like there's got to be a big jump from the last update to this one.
Oh yeah,
just because of
the,
time.
The last update that I think we were around for is I knew there were crows hanging out in the backyard further down.
You put
and
out
then
the
way
plate.
at the top of the hill. I saw some,
Yeah,
and that's where it left off. But Cheech,
can't wait.
it's
This
come
is
a
my
lot further
favorite
than
fucking-
that.
Yeah, this is my
But you know
favorite
what?
fucking part.
Let's do our beers of the week because I'd like to get into that. So Cheech,
If I get drunk, well, I'll pass out on the floor now, baby. You won't bother me no more.
I need a beer.
If you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend, and I'll say, I think I have myself a beer.
I need a beer. I need a beer.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? We have our new beer segment. What we're drinking this week. And the wonderful Tim from Log Yard, which, ironically, Danny's drinking a beer from Log Yard this week. Now we're gonna go around the horn. You know, we like to talk about the beers, and we use the Guy Fieri Richter scale. And if you haven't seen it, you know, watch the video, check out our Instagram page, and you'll find it. We're gonna rank our beers. We rank a local beer every single week. This week is no different. So, for the people listening for the first time, thank you for listening. But the way we rank these beers is like a Michelin chef, starting with 1. Although in this situation we go up to 4 stars. Number 1, Gangster. Number 2, Out of Bounds. Number 3, Shut the Front Door. And number 4 is Flavored Town. Flavored Town is the peak. Now, before we talk about the beers, I turned on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives the other day, Danny, because I was like, let's see how long it takes before he says something. 7 seconds before he said Out of Bounds. Dope. 7 seconds.
I love that.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I've ever talked to you about my dream, but my dream is to walk into a bar one day and just see Guy Fieri there and just have like shots with him and party with him. That is my dream.
I bet he's a fucking riot.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
I bet he's a riot.
I bet he's a good time for sure.
That's
but
what I mean, man.
My thing is, like, if you went somewhere and you saw him, would you be confident enough to go up to him and be
Yes.
like, you're Guy Fieri? Or would you be like, that just looks like him?
No, if I knew it was him, I'd walk up and be like, "What the fuck are you drinking, man? Let's do a shot."
Yes.
Without question.
Because this will prove it perfectly. Back in March or February, do you remember when we had John Malecki, the former Pitt and Steeler?
Yeah.
We had him on. He stopped into my restaurant the other day.
Oh,
and
nice.
I saw him. I was like, that's John Malecki. That's for sure John, and I want to go up and talk to him. But he zoomed in, so I didn't see him in person. So I was like, I think it's probably just a guy who looks like John Malecki. And then I texted him, and it was John Malecki. So I should have just found out. But yeah, no, John stopped in, which was cool. But like, I don't think like as confident as I would be, unless other people like asked him first, I would never.
I'd probably walk up and just go, "Guy," and if he like responded to that, then it's on.
Yeah,
after
Right.
that. The
That's one of those
name
names,
question
though.
mark is like, when's the last time you met somebody named Guy?
I'm saying if you came up to me and said, "Hey, Guy," like I'd answer, like, "Hey, bud," "Hey, fella," you know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe.
I
one
can
of
see
those.
where you're saying.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Hey there,
yeah.
Guy.
I
Tiger
don't know.
Woods, man. You said, "Hey, Tiger," you know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it's rare, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that happens
it's not.
probably less often than
Yeah.
we maybe think.
I did say that to somebody, and it's weird because it ties into the repressed memory. Because I was working at the dry cleaner, and I said that, and I was like, "Hi, Guy," and his name was fucking Guy. So what are the chances of that?
Yeah. You're right.
Interesting.
But to tease the dry cleaner stories, let's talk about
Yeah,
the
I
beers
was
real
gonna
quick.
say, yeah.
And
Yes.
then we'll dive into the repressed memory before we take a break and come back with Chad. Cheech, let's start with you and we'll go around the horn.
I got Can I Get a Witness? I wish we had that song for this beer.
I was going to, and then I was like, I've already done 900 things. I was like, I'm gonna fuck something.
I don't blame you.
let's
It's
stop
from
while I'm ahead.
Old Thunder Brewing Company. It comes in at 5.2. It's good, man. I'd drink it again, but I'm going Out of Bounds.
I mean, it is out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a Christmas gift from Sports Guy JP. He got me a 6-pack from D's, which is my favorite restaurant, D's in Regent Square. They're the best. But anyway, he got me a 6-pack of like New England IPAs, and some ales and stuff that he thought I'd like. I had that one before, which is why I gave it to you. I thought it would be something kind of down your alley.
It's really good. Easy on the palate.
It's definitely
I could drink a
drinkable.
lot of them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Danny, what do you have
Okay.
this week?
I have Gentleman's Agreement. Does that say AIPA?
It's an American IPA.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've ever had one before, but it's really good.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Log Yard is one of the breweries that we try a lot. I think they consistently put out the best beers I had. We actually did a live podcast from there in May, I think. And they're all awesome up there. I can't recommend them enough. And this was one. I went to the Standard down in Bridgewater. They just opened. And they had Log Yard on tap. And I had Gentleman's Agreement. And I saw that. And I was like, you know what? That's a nice one for Danny this week. I think that might be a nice introduction to Log Yard.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Great choice. Know me very well. I like it. I would say I'm also going to go Out of Bounds.
I mean, it is out of bounds.
All right.
Right on.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I like it quite a bit, and it's another one. It's what 6.5% or something like that.
I feel like it's easy to drink too.
It's one
Very
of those
easy to
that it
drink.
tastes like less than what it is, which is dangerous.
Always dangerous.
Love
And
it.
then this week I have Hot Boxed from Pizza Boy. This is a double New England IPA. This is 8.6%. This is going to have me feeling pretty good in the second half of the show, so we're going to find out. But I think it's, you know what? It's a trifecta. I'm going out of bounds.
I mean, it is out of bounds.
We're all going out of bounds. Maybe
Yeah.
it was a little foreshadowing when I turned on Triple D the other day, and he said out of bounds.
Guy told you what
He
we were
did,
gonna
man.
pick.
He did. But I was saying about Guy earlier. Guy from the dry cleaner.
Yes.
And it made me have this kind of repressed memory that I completely forgot about from years ago. And it was this time I got robbed at work.
Fuck yeah.
We'd love to hear about it.
But
Sounds
it's
traumatic.
not like the normal way, because she thought she was like outsmarting me. So I highly doubt she's listening. But I used to work at this dry cleaner in Regent Square that's no longer there. But I worked there, and this woman worked there, and I don't know if she loved crack, but she definitely liked it. And
Had a relationship
she
with
dabbled in
it.
it heavily, for sure, yeah. I don't know if it was ongoing or if it was in the past, but it was definitely.
Seemed pretty serious though.
Yeah. Her teeth said it was pretty serious. But she was there. I guess she was, on the right path and, good for her and stuff. And then she stopped showing up for work for, months. So, I kind of forgot about her. And then she came in the one day and was like, I left something for the tailor to fix. And I was like, okay. So I type it up in the computer, look for it, it's not in there. She's like, no, she hid it. She put it in the back. And I sort everything. And I'm like, I didn't put it in the back, because if it got done, it was me, and I probably alphabetized it and put it by color and stuff like that. because
Obviously.
I'm anal with that. But she said that, and I was like, okay, I don't trust this at all. And I knew immediately, I was like, I think she's going to try to steal something. And I was like, okay. So I walked around the back, and I heard her move, and I came back out, and she was just standing, moving, stopped in the middle.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I was blowing my nose kind of thing.
Yeah, you were.
So I was like, this isn't just going to go away until I go to the back. So I went to the back, and I hear this ding of the cash register. I was like, fuck, this is going to be a whole thing now. So I came out, and she wasn't there. She was parked out front, so I could see her getting into her car. And I opened the drawer, and there's nothing in there. I'm like, fuck.
Oh God.
So I'm like, oh. So I go out. She's getting into her car, and I was like, I didn't see anything back there. She's like, that's fine. And I was like, and I don't see any money. And she was like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, just give it back, man. I seriously won't say anything. And I probably wouldn't have. Just give it back.
I know you.
You're
you
on.
would,
Yeah,
you
you're
would've
not
kept it
doing so
chill,
good.
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But just give it back. Caught ya. Okay. Don't want to do any kind of legal thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then she ended up, I was I wasn't in her car, but her window was down, and I was leaning in, and then she pulled out while I was there. I was I had to jump away.
I was gonna say, did you go down the street with her?
No,
Or did you,
man. Not over $47 for the dry cleaner.
That was gonna be my next
No.
question. Was how
Yeah,
much
no,
money
man.
was in the drawer? Yeah.
I think it was probably in the 80s. It wasn't worth
Not
if there was
worth
$1 million, I'm not dying for the
No.
dry
Oh,
cleaner. I
fuck
don't
no.
care.
Man, fuck no.
But yeah, then I had a but I don't know what it was. I was making a sandwich the other day, and then I was like, remember the time I got robbed? And then I felt some kind of way for the whole afternoon.
Oh God.
Have you ever been robbed at work?
No, but that was my worst fear because I worked at a bank. So
That's
my
the number one place.
worst fear was getting robbed, and I was like, you know what? And this may be why I don't work there anymore. But I was like, if someone comes in, I'm letting them take it.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
I'm not fighting them. I'll take them to
Absolutely.
the safe. I'll walk them back. I'll help them take it out. Like
Yep.
I am not dying.
Sounds like you're an accomplice, Danny.
Yes, I would maybe slightly be an accomplice. Listen, if it gets me to Mexico,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
The dishwasher's flooded. I mean, what else are you
Right.
gonna do?
I have
Rob a
many
bank and
options.
flee, man.
I have an escape plan, and that's what's important.
Yeah, good. You have to have one in place.
Yeah.
Jeez, you ever been robbed at work?
Nah, man.
No.
Nah.
So you do.
I know. I better fucking not be. No, I sure hope not, man. And honestly, there's a couple other guys at work that are way bigger than me.
Yeah.
That would definitely handle that before myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad if I'm the hired muscle at the dry cleaner. 5'6", and I was probably 145 pounds at the time.
String bean.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, I haven't, man. I don't even know how I would react. Probably just like Danny, just like, here's the shit, man.
Yeah, but let me
Don't
help you
fuck-
out.
don't fuck me up, you know?
That's
Here's
kind of
the
what
money.
I was
Don't
like,
hurt
though.
me. Don't
I was
hurt my
like,
face.
just give it back. I don't want to be involved. And then when it wasn't there, I was like, well, they're going to think that I did something. So now I have to.
Have
Like,
to
I
say
don't want to
something.
be like that guy, but like,
Well, now you have.
you
Yeah.
robbed me. So like,
Right,
and then I'm like
right.
feeling bad about it, but I don't know.
No.
Maybe I shouldn't have.
She would have drug you in her car.
Nah,
That's not
man.
okay.
She took that $87 and took her love of her life on a date to the bedroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She took that crack, took that pipe, went
The
right
light
in the
bulb
bedroom.
probably, yeah, man.
probably.
Yeah.
So like, don't feel bad about that.
I don't.
That's why you don't do crack. I don't know.
That's the reason.
Very
and that's
true.
the only reason. That's the only reason.
That's literally the only
So
reason.
you don't get caught robbing a fucking laundromat.
for $47.
It was a dry cleaner. We didn't fucking wash and fold, man.
I'm sorry.
We did
dry
duvets
cleaner.
and wedding dresses, man. Okay.
It's unfortunate.
Before we take a break and come back with Chad, because I like I said, I always like talking to podcasters. They're always interesting. They always have something to say, and I'm really interested to talk to him because I was looking through his Instagram. He had a handful of people that we've had on, so I'm interested to talk to him about that. But Danny, I do have a crow update that I want to touch on before
love to
we
hear
take a
it.
break. Now, if this is the first time listening, which, you know, every week we have new listeners. For the last, I don't know, 2 months or so, maybe, yeah, it's probably been since November. I've been trying to get the crows in my neighborhood to be on my side. And when I say, like, I want them to, you know, trust me, bring me gifts, but more importantly, I want them to protect me, okay?
Christopher, if I ever come in here and there's crows in here, I am leaving.
That's fine. That's fine.
Chrissy, two crows.
I know. If I have 2 crows, I don't need either of you. So, yeah. But anyway, I've been trying to... I've had at every doorway, I have my little bag. I have this little bag of cashews, which they're fucking expensive, man.
Yeah, they
so,
are.
you know, hopefully this
Giving
pays
them
off.
the best of the best, man.
Some bread. So I've been tearing up some bread and then some dried fruit and stuff. So before, I think the last crow update we've done on this show, they were, you know, in the distance, and I could tell they were, you know, at the trees in my back and up the hill. Anymore, they've been getting closer and closer, Cheech. I went for a walk the other day because I've been going half-assed because I've been working all the time in December. My crows have felt it the most, man.
God damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
I don't mind not being present for my children, but my crows.
Crows, dude.
Obviously.
Gotta take care of them crows.
Absolutely. So I went for a walk the other day and I fed them. They're getting closer. Today, I walk out to come to the podcast. They're in my front yard in the tree waiting for me, man. They're getting closer and closer.
Yeah, they
Now,
just
it doesn't
wanna say
sound like a
hello.
huge thing, but, you know, let's see you guys talk to fucking animals, Cheech. Okay?
Every foot matters, man.
Every
foot
day, they're
matters.
getting closer and closer, building that
Hey,
trust, Cheech.
How
How long before they're on my shoulders?
Fucking better be like by next week, man.
My
'cause
Valentine's Day.
I
That's
want
the
to pet
There
cutoff.
you
them.
go.
I want to pet them.
I
I want you to introduce me to these crows.
Yeah. I don't know. With my older age, I'm feeling more in tune with the animal kingdom.
As you should, my friend.
But maybe in my old age, I smoke more weed. So, you know, I feel like there's a correlation.
Yeah.
I think that maybe
I'm not
just
saying
a
it's a
little bit of
causation.
both are true.
It's a correlation.
Yes.
Yeah,
For sure.
just a thought.
Danny,
Yes.
do you like that beer? I feel like you don't.
I do like this beer. It's almost gone.
Oh, perfect answer. Good. Cheech, you like that?
I do.
Good.
Yeah, I could drink a lot of those.
Perfect. That's what we want. Because when I pick them out for you each week, I'm trying to guess what you like. So.
You know, I did kind of like a
Yeah.
fucking garbage disposal, man.
Yeah, I know.
I'll drink whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
but I don't want it to be like the Yinglings you're used to.
Yeah,
man.
fuck those Yinglings, man.
Cheech,
I don't
you
wanna
got to
talk
listen back
about
to
them.
one of the shows. I went hard on how much you loved Yingling on one of them, man.
Of course you do. Teachers away. Let me just fucking lay into them.
Yeah, I know,
it's-
Matt.
it's
We're going to make a reel of you and Yingling. Anyway, let's take a break, and then we'll come back with Chad. That was subtle and smooth. Take a break, Cheech.
We'll be back.
There we go.